we're going to be practicing Parsva Uttanasana. Uttana is to lift and stretch, Parsva is sideways. So this is a forward folding posture, and yes, it's great to open up the hamstrings and lengthen the spine. But what we forget is that in this intense forward fold, your abdominal muscles also get a very good massage, so it helps to improve and increase your abdominal strength. It's a great posture to prepare for inversions like Shirshasana. The most beautiful aspect of this posture is the control over the breath. It helps to extend your exhalation and puts you in a very calm and relaxed state. Today we're going to be using 2 blocks to support us in our practice. So get on your mat and let's begin. We're going to begin our practice on all fours to just warm up the hamstrings a little bit before we move into Parsva Uttanasana. So coming on to your knees and palms, spread the fingers out nicely. Relax the toes. Okay. From here, you're going to tuck the toes, and as you exhale, move into downward facing dog. So shoot your hips back, your knees can be soft here itself. If your body allows, then allow your heels to go completely down. Keep drawing the lower belly in. So from here, as you inhale, you're going to step the right foot forward between your palms and place the left knee down on the mat. Inhale. You can scoot your right foot forward slightly. Lift the chest up. Now from here, we're going to straighten out the right knee to work on the right hamstring. So if that starts to get difficult for you to keep the fingers down, you're going to bring your blocks in to take some support. You can start with the highest level of the block. See if you can straighten the right leg, lifting the toes up. If you look, I'm lifting the toes up. This helps to open up the calf muscles as well. And keep your chest close towards the thigh. Here, we're not sending the hips all the way back. My back knee, that is my left hip and knee, are still in one line. So don't sit back all the way. Maintain this alignment. Chest down, and you can look forward. Go as far as you can, no worries. Now inhale and lunge forward. Once this starts to get comfortable, you can lower the height of the block, and let's try one more. Exhale. Inhale. Still very comfortable, removing the block, or you can take it one level down further and then try again. Exhale, and we're going to hold it here and breathe. Gaze is at the toes. You're trying to get your chin beyond your shin. 1, 2 and 3. Inhale and slowly lunge forward. From there, you're going to tuck the toes and send your foot back into downward facing dog. You can take a few breaths here, and then you're going to repeat the same stretch onto your left side as well. Once you're done with the left side, we're going to move on to practice Parsva Uttanasana. So here, you're going to bring your heels together. So if you see, my feet are in like a V shape, okay? Firmly keep your left foot down on the mat, and as you inhale, step only the right foot forward between your palms, heels in one line, and my right toes are pointing forward. Now you can bring the blocks in once again for support. You're going to inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, start sending your belly and chest down towards your thigh. Eventually, your chin down and forehead down. Now, a common mistake that all of us do when we are folding forward, in a rush to go forward, we start rounding the back. Okay? Remember, that's why the block is here, to keep the spine long. So you can always increase the height of the block and think about lengthening forward. Another common mistake is allowing the hip to open up. This makes the posture very easy because I can very simply go down like this, but my hips are losing alignment. The idea is to keep my hips squared towards the floor. So as much as you can, draw your navel in and keep sending the left hip also down, right? Now your chest, hips parallel to the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, keep drawing the navel in, belly down, chest down, and then slowly you can do away with the blocks to get your forehead down towards your knee or your shin. You're going to stay here for 3 breaths. 2, keep lengthening without allowing the back heel to come off. Equal weight on both feet, body centered. And 1. Inhale, lift your chest up. Now as you exhale, you can bend the right knee slightly and take your foot back into downward facing dog. Now we have a few variations we can do here. I'm going to just do it on the other side just to balance out between both my legs. Make sure you do both variations on right and left side. So once again, bringing my feet into a V shape. This time I'm keeping my right foot firmly pressed down on the mat, bringing the left foot forward between my palms, checking if my heels are in the same line. You're going to inhale here again. This time what we're going to do, as you exhale, you're going to swing your arms back and see if you can hold on to the opposite elbows. Lengthen the spine. Exhale once again, drawing the navel in. Go forward, forward, forward. Chin towards your shin and breathe. This is where that long exhalation comes. You keep drawing the belly in. Inhale short, exhale and lengthen and go down further. 3 breaths, make sure the hips are squared. 2 and 3. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Release the hands down and tuck the toe and send your foot back into downward facing dog. From here, you're going to bring your knees down gently and you can sit down in Vajrasana for just a moment. We're going to do 2 more variations of Parsva Uttanasana, which are variations of our arms. So before you move on to these 2 variations, make sure you're comfortable with the first 2. We're going to move back into tabletop position. Now from here, tuck the toes, exhale and go back into downward facing dog. Again, making your feet into a V shape. Let's work with the other leg. So bringing your left foot forward between your palms. Make sure the right foot is firmly placed on the floor. This time, you're going to bring your palms to your waist. Inhale and come all the way up. Okay. Make sure there's equal weight on both feet. Your body is aligned, tailbone tucked under. From here, you're going to inhale, lift both your arms up. As you exhale, take your hands back and join them in a Namaste. Now you can try and lift the Namaste up, trying to bring it in between your shoulder blades. Roll the shoulders back, keep the chest open. Take an inhale here. Exhale without locking the knee. Okay, keep the knee soft. Start lengthening from the lower back, rotating from the waist, keeping your hips squared, feet firm. Keep using the abdominal muscles to exhale deeper and lengthen forward, go all the way down. Beautiful stretch in your calf, strength from the abdomen, opening up the chest, staying for 3 deep breaths. Inhale, slowly come back up. And as you exhale, you're going to release your hands back to your waist. Now slowly bring your palms back down, bend the knee, take your leg back into downward facing dog. For the last variation, we're going to use the other side. So feet into V shape again. This gives you a firm foundation also and also the right distance between your palm and your feet. From there, you're going to step the right foot forward between your palms. Make sure the left heel is pressed on the floor, not lifting off. Knees are soft, not hyperextended. Bring the palms to the waist. Inhale, slowly come back up. Square your hips. This time, inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, you're going to take your arms behind, interlock the fingers, opening up the chest. Take an inhale again. Exhale, squaring the hips. Allow the chest to move towards the thigh. Knees soft. Keep lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. Allow the arms to fall behind your head. 3 deep breaths. Inhale and slowly come up. exhale and release your hands. Folding forward, palms on the mat. Take your leg back into downward facing dog. And from down dog, you're going to bring your knees down, big toes touching each other. Sit back in child's pose for a well-deserved rest. Forehead down and breathe. We have to remember that the spine is always the focus of our practice. So this being a forward fold, feel free to use the blocks, to keep your knees bent and to only do the variation that you are comfortable with, provided you are able to feel the length in your spine and you are able to breathe comfortably. We're going to be practicing Prasarita Padottanasana. Prasarita extended, Pada feet, Uttanasana is an intense stretch. So this is a wide-legged intense forward fold and is a great posture for you to do to improve the mobility and strength around your ankles, the hamstrings, the legs, hips. It helps to lengthen the spine, and the variations of the postures also release tension around your shoulders. It's a wonderful posture to transition into headstand, tripod headstand, and also prepares you for Samakonasana, which is your middle split. Prasarita Padottanasana can be practiced after you prepare with Padangushtasana, Padahastasana and some dynamic warm-up for your hamstrings to just open them out. Today we're going to be using blocks to support us in our practice. So let's get on the mat and begin. We're going to start at the top of the mat in Samastitihi. From here, you're going to turn to the side. So take a step back with your right foot and it's going to be a wide stance. So how do you measure the distance for this posture? You're going to turn your foot out, make sure the heels are in one line, and you're going to lunge and check if your knee is in line with the ankle and you're able to get this thigh parallel to the floor, 90 degrees to the floor. And now from here, you're going to straighten the leg and let's turn both the feet forward. Again, adjust, make sure heels are in one line. When you're standing, make sure your lower belly is drawn in. It's important to keep the core active and you're not arching your back. Make sure the tailbone is tucked under. Roll the shoulders back and let's start with the palms on the waist. Elbows closer to each other. Inhale and slightly lift the chest up. Now as you exhale, keeping the knees soft, not locking the knees, keep it easy. Exhale and bend forward halfway down and you're going to bring your fingertips down towards the floor. Now here itself, if you're finding it difficult to get to the floor, you're going to bring in your blocks. You can take the blocks, keep it in front of you parallel to each other, place your palms on the blocks. We want to focus on keeping the spine long. So the spine is the focus here. So you can always increase the height of the block if you feel like your back is starting to round. If you feel like there's a lot of tension around the shoulders, increase the height of the block and work on lengthening the spine. And if you notice, equal weight on your right foot and left foot, you're not tilting to one side and neither are you tilting back or too much forward. Equal weight, you're very centered here. Once you start to get comfortable, you're able to maintain the length of the spine, you can gradually reduce the height of the block and keep going lower and lower. Once you're able to get your fingertips on the floor, as you inhale, you're going to lengthen your spine, create more space between your vertebrae. Now, as you exhale, once you're comfortable here, think about sending your belly towards your thigh, rotating from the hip and start to walk your palms back so that the palms come in line with your toes. This is the first variation, Prasarita Padottanasana A. Inhale. Exhale, start rotating from the hip, knees soft, lengthening, draw your lower abdomen in. Keep exhaling and see if eventually your forehead, your top of the head comes down in line with your hands. You can stay here for a few breaths, just observing that opening in your hamstrings in the lower back. Every exhale, little bit more rotation, keep tilting forward. No tension around your neck and shoulders. Now, inhale. Once again, you're going to lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale and you're going to take your palms to the waist. We're going to try the second variation, B, without the use of the hands. Exhale, Bring the elbows together, lengthen forward. Here you don't have your hands to support you, so you lengthen from the lower back and release the head down as far as comfortable for you. Breathe, few breaths here. Make sure the weight isn't shifting back or side to side. Centered, knees soft. Every exhale, you lengthen, deepen your posture. 2 and 3. Inhale, lengthen the spine again. Exhale, take your arms behind your back and interlock your fingers. Keep some space between your palms. Open up the chest. As you exhale, sending the chest down towards your thighs. Allow your arms to drop behind the head as much as you can. So here you're working on your shoulder mobility as well. Breathe. 1, 2. We have a tendency here to kind of lock in towards our neck, allowing the shoulders to shrug up. Make sure there's no tension there. Extend and go forward. 3. All your other alignment cues remain the same. 2 and 1. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, release your fingers. 3-finger grip on the big toe. Index, middle and thumb, both sides. Once again, inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, draw the lower belly in. Extend forward, keeping the knees soft. Go all the way to the mat. Here, you're not going to move the elbows this way underneath, but slightly outwards and send the chest towards the thigh, head down. Breathe. See if you can gaze at the ceiling in between the legs. 3, 2, keep breathing, and 1. Inhale and slowly come up. Exhale, first take your palms to the lower back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release your hands slowly, bend one knee and step back into Samasthiti. So for those of you who don't have access to the blocks and you're not able to keep the legs, knees straight when you're folding forward, you can always keep the knees soft to reduce the intensity of the posture on your hamstrings or the lower back. If your arm variations are too complicated for you right now, don't worry about it. Start practicing Prasarita Padottanasana A. That is your starting point, and as you get comfortable with that, you can move on to the other variations. Practicing all 4 postures at one go is quite an advanced practice. So to make it easier, you can always break up the practice. Practice them as individual postures or as pairs. I really hope this practice was helpful and you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.